let me ask you a quick question. Why do you think you need
Yeah.
liquid funds to buy and hold?
Uh, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know why.
Okay, that's a misperception. I don't use any of my own money at all when I do a buy and hold. None.
Wow. Wow.
So, and I have people in my office here that do buy and hold that use none of their own money. So
Oh man. So yeah.
you don't need money to buy and hold. And the nice thing about our buy and holds is I get paid 7 different ways when I do a buy and hold. When I do a novation or wholesale, I
Yeah.
get paid once.
Yeah. So yeah, buy and hold is definitely buy and hold definitely. Buy and hold definitely.
So where are you working out of? What part of the country?
I'm in South Florida I'm in South
Okay.
Florida. South Florida currently. South
Okay.
Florida.
And where you say you have some VAs calling for you, what part of the country are they calling on?
They're gonna be calling in Florida right now. They're
Okay.
gonna be calling in Florida. I'm paying them like 140 a week just to call. Heard this is a good virtual assistant company. So yeah, they're gonna be calling, in Florida. But I'm eager to possibly go virtual if I can, into
Okay.
other markets.
Sure. Florida for buy and hold is very difficult. Florida for
Uh-huh.
wholesale and novations works. However, Florida, because of what's going on and everybody's pulling out of Florida right now, same thing in Texas, they're pulling
Yeah.
out of Texas. It's kind of a hard market. In fact, we quit doing anything in Florida as well as Texas because people are moving out because of what's happened.
Wow.
So you might want to change up your marketing a little bit to
Okay.
get a little stronger leads. That might be number one. My
Okay.
suggestion. Do you have any mentors right now that you're working with as far as teaching you anything?
Not necessarily. Not
Okay.
necessarily. No, sir.
Okay.
Not
And
necessarily.
what paperwork are you using?
Um, um, to be honest with you, I'm naked right now. They did have like a Florida A and B contract. Like the A and B contract is, like there's the standard contract for like wholesaling or to do any type of transaction. So
Okay.
that's what I was using so far. Yeah.
So you
I just
say
really Go ahead.
standard
Sorry about that.
contract A to B. Where did that contract come from?
It's the when I say standard, it's pretty much like it's a Florida uh bar. I don't remember the name because like I said, I have been out of the game for a while.
Okay.
I've been out of the game, so I haven't really been doing anything, as far as wholesaling. So
Okay.
so yeah, so that's pretty
Here's why I ask. A lot of people that just get in the business, they're going to find a contract online or from some guru online, and it might be a 1 or 2 pager or something like that to get you by. Those will get you in
Mhm.
trouble. Um,
Okay.
and I'm one of those guys. Been in the business 32 years. I'm one of those guys that I'm very up on the paperwork. My attorneys and we usually get together every 6 months and redo my paperwork or update paperwork. Give you an idea, my wholesale contract / novation contract is 6 pages long.
Wow.
So it covers you from going to jail. It covers a lot of other stuff that you can get in trouble with when you get to closing and you're with a title company. It just spells out a lot of different stuff. And so that's just that portion of it. I also have a creative contract because when I go to buy creatively, and that's doing a sub 2 wrap, I don't do sub 2s, I do sub 2 wraps. That's the right way to do it. I'm protecting the seller. Most sub 2s that are out there, you don't protect the seller, and that's why everybody's getting in trouble, and the attorney generals are coming down very tough on people that are doing sub 2s right now.
Okay.
They're not coming down on me because I do them the right way. I'm protecting that seller. Same thing
Okay.
with my seller finance guys, or any seller finance that I buy with, any type of private money I use. Give you an idea, my contract for just my creative side, my creative contract that I use is 13 pages long.
Wow.
So, and then on top of that, if you're doing creative, then you turn around and you have to have all the disclosures and all that kind of stuff. And that's what keeps you out of jail. The disclosure page alone is 11 pages, and that gets signed at closing. So that's just a portion of what if you bought my course, you have all that. These contracts are not just made here in my office. My attorney writes them. He's here in Phoenix. He's also practices in Wisconsin. He also his firm also practices in Georgia. He's one of the #1 real estate attorneys when it comes to writing contracts and so forth. So I'm very very up on that kind of stuff, and I keep them very detail oriented. But that's a side note, because paperwork is super important no matter what you're doing. If you're doing novations, then you need the additional paperwork that go with novations, that kind of stuff. So, but let me get back to you. How can I help you?
I just really just want to get in, just get into, making closing deals, whatever as a beginner that you feel like I need to do, to get my first deal that, can get me going. Once I get some strong money, like, have you as a full-time mentor, have a full-time mentor. I just really just want to fulfill my dream and getting into the real estate game.
So I'm not in this as a coach. I'm not here to make money as a coach. I'm here. It gives me gratification to help you guys get going. I make my money in the business of owning all my rentals and that are nationwide. So I own in 15 different states. That's my income. So just to give you an idea, what I do with students that sign up with me is you need to get the course. The course gives you all the scripts you need. So that will help you tremendously in closing a deal. Our scripts, just to give you an idea, scripts, acquisitions. So our acquisition script is 12 pages long.
Okay, wow.
So in that script, as you get down through, let me just run through it with you. So you have an intro that you use on the script. As you're going down through there, then you're going to have #2 section is going to be fact finding. In the fact finding, you should spend about 20 minutes there. What you're trying to do is you don't give a shit about the house. You're trying to find out what your client's problem is and can you solve their problem. That's the fact finding you're doing. #2 is, or I'm sorry, #3 is the pitch. The pitch is talking about the neighborhood and the house and things like that. Then you're going to get to a point that you're going to put them on 2-3 minute holds. There's purposes for those holds. Then you're going to get into the actual offer. So in our offers, and the biggest thing you can do as a brand new person is put as many things in your toolbox as you can. And what I mean by that is can you wholesale it? Can you novate it? Can you buy and hold it? Can you sell a buy and hold? Can you sell with a sub-2 wrap? Can you do seller finance? Can you use private money? And so in our offers, we actually put together 4 different offers here for you to come back to that client with so that you can give them the proper offer that will solve their problem. And then you go on to #5, and that's offer accepted. What do you do after that, and how do you solve those issues and work through the contract? So that's just the script, okay? Then after you get, so that's #1. Every one of my acquisitions here in the office, they use this script until they learn it and make it their own. They have to have it in front of them, holding it, pretty much reading it. What I don't want them to do is really read it. I want them to make it their own, but they have to use it as a roadmap until you get to the actual offer. When you get to the offer, then you pretty much need to read it because it's how to do the offer correctly. So then what happens is then you know which contract you're going to use. You're either going to use a wholesale contract, you're going to use a wholesale contract with all the novation paperwork to go with it, or you're going to use a creative contract. So that's all in the course also, okay? And
Okay.
these, again, have all been done through my attorney. When you get done doing the contract, now you got to know which way to go with it. How do you open escrow, and how do you get it through transaction coordination to get it closed? Okay. Then if you do a buy and hold, you have to get to what they call the lease. I do lease options. I am not a landlord. So you do lease with options, so you don't have all the expenses and you get a better bottom line. So I'll give you an idea. On most of my deals, my first payday is always the option fee, which averages about $15,000 up front. That goes right in John's pocket. My number 2 payday averages about $650 per door that I own. So that comes in every single month, an extra $600. Boom. How many of those do you have to take care of your monthly nut? Is it 10 of them? Is you at $6,000? Where are you at on your monthly nut? How many houses do you have to have, or how many doors do you have to have? And then there's multiple paydays after that. Okay. So that's all in the course. You're going to learn how to go after private money so you can take deals down without using your money, whether it be a wholesale novation and or a buy and hold. You're going to get all the addendums that you need when you're doing the sub-2 stuff and the seller finance stuff. You're going to get the agreement for sales if you buy something on agreement for sale. You're going to get a lot of stuff. My course is basically made up of paperwork. There's only about 3.5 hours or 4 hours of me going through it, which is nothing. Okay. That's number one. The second thing I would highly recommend to you is join my community. It's $97 a month is all it is. We meet every Tuesday. So I meet today, 3:00 Phoenix time, and I am on until we're done talking with everybody. And it's live, just like this, you and I talking. You'll hear all the other students are going through. Sometimes it's 1 or 2 students is all, because no one's having problems. Sometimes it's a dozen of them. It all depends. So and if you have my course and you have my community, now you have my personal cell phone number, so I can help you through any situations you get into. Because usually you need to know now how to answer that question, how to deal with a circumstance. So you have me at your disposal. So that's what I do different with my education than most people do.